I thought I'd hop on here and do a little live since I haven't been very active on my YouTube. I am working on a beanie here with some Hobby Lobby yarn. I have been very busy lately working on my Afghan made out of ice cream yarn. I posted a short little video about it like a couple minutes ago, just to show it off a little bit. Of course, in the background of this video is actually one of my last Afghans that I worked on. Welcome to the stream, guys. I just decided I would get on here and work on a hat since I haven't been active on YouTube in a while. Like, it's been a minute. Of course, when I cast it on, it messed up a little bit, so I am going behind my first needle so it'll pick back up. Hey, Verna. Welcome. Thank you for watching. Yeah, I have been so busy working on stock for craft fairs. Where I am, a lot of things have opened back up, so I'm hoping to have a pretty good craft fair season this year. Hey Kristen, thanks for watching. What projects have you guys been working on lately? I am just loving beanies right now. Like, I got some Painted Canyons yarn and I made like 5 beanies in one day. Like, it was insane. And this is Hobby Lobby yarn too. I just can't stand to buy it full price, so I always have to wait for the 30% off week. Would you guys like some videos about like different yarn sales and trying to find yarn cheaper? I haven't really made anything like that, but I am so cheap. I never buy any of my yarn full price. Okay, Kirsten, let me tell you, my first ever hats that I made when I got my first machine, they were awful. Like, I didn't make them reversible, so like the edges would frill up a little bit and like curl up. It was bad. Like, they looked terrible. And so I have kind of found out how to make them reversible, and that's what I do now. Wow, you've been busy. 45 hats is a lot. You've got a lot more patience than I do. Yes, and like with how much yarn can be, there's no point to buy it full price. It is just insane. And it makes it so hard to make a good profit when you pay like $7 for a skein of yarn. I wish they had like outlet stores almost like at the mall, but for discount yarn instead of like discount clothes. Just have a discount yarn outlet. That would be amazing. The way I do my beanies right now, like my reversible ones, I do 40 of my outside color and then I do 60 of like my brim and inside. So I will be switching here before too long. I messed up my tension a little bit, so it was wanting to tuck some stitches. I'm really like having a hard time adjusting because, you know, I just got my Centro 48 pin, so trying to work like in between the two machines is really throwing me off. Here we go. Yeah, the twinkle, like, I found they only like to make it around Christmas time. I bought it in January. I bought like 20 skeins of it and I have not seen it since. I don't know if it's only like a seasonal yarn or something like that, but right now you can't even order it online, which really freaks me out because I love to use it. If you look at Hobby Lobby's website, they do have a yarn that looks very similar to this one, but like the sequence is a little bit bigger and it's beautiful, but like I said, I'm kind of cheap. So the twinkle yarn I've been using, I actually bought it for $1.97 a skein, which is pretty good. I'll have to find that Hobby Lobby yarn, and after this live is over, I will post a link to it in the description of this video once it like re-uploads. Yeah, my machine loves that yarn for some reason. I don't really know why, but it does. Man, here we go. I hate the Hobby Lobby yarn. I don't know why. Sometimes when it's in my feeder, it slides like to over here. I'm just working on a reversible beanie right now. I'm kind of in between since I just finished that huge blanket. I'm trying not to get burnt out because cold weather's coming soon. It's about our time of year again. So exciting. I wish you could have like the good weather of summer, but have the knitting sales of winter. That would just be amazing. Oh yeah, for sure. I agree. The machines love big twist, and I'm all for it. I have, let me see if I can tilt my camera over here. It's a little messy. But over here, that is all of my big twist. And then I actually just installed a shelf over there with some of my Hobby Lobby yarn. But yes, I have a huge stash of big twist. Like, my machines love it too. Well, now it's mad at me telling me to rotate my device. Now I've messed it up. Man, okay. I think, uh-oh. Woo! I don't know if you guys can still see it or not. What in the world? Okay. Yeah, big twist is definitely a win. Me too. I love when they have their big sales, and yeah. You can never have too much yarn. At least that's what I keep telling myself. Have you guys found, like, on different days your machines act different ways? Like, it's been kind of rainy here, and I found that my machine gets really angry when it's rainy. Like, whoa, my mount came unclipped. My machines do not like to work well when it's raining outside, and I don't know why. Man, I am struggling tonight. I'm sorry, guys. There we go. It's almost time to switch colors. And you'll see after I switch, my machine will be so much happier. Yeah, I think it is the humidity. I'm not sure. I haven't really found out what messes it up, but something does. Unless I'm just like crazy. I might just be crazy. That is a possibility. Yeah, Joann's has figured out I'm a sucker for yarn sales too. They send me like their flyers and stuff. I wish the Joann's close to me doesn't have a lot of stock, so I have to order a lot of it online. But if they did, Joann's loves to have coupons for like 20% off of a in-store pickup. You can get yarn so cheap. Weird. I wonder, I don't know. The machines are kind of picky, so it's hard to tell. They're very temperamental. I wish they weren't. Like, it would be so fun if you could use thicker yarns and stuff. So I recently remodeled where I've been working, and my little tensioner for my Addy broke, so I'm gonna have to order another one. What's the best yarn for socks? I have been using Bernat Pipsqueak. It's a thinner yarn. It's like a weight 3 or a 4, and it just goes through the machine like butter. It's amazing. I love it. And they don't really have a lot of colors. I think you have to order it online mainly, but it's really good. And I loved my tensioner. Like I said, it did get broken. I don't like to use it for smaller projects like a hat, but for my blanket, I loved it. Especially if you're going to hook up a power tool or a drill, I would get it just because it makes it faster. I would definitely order 2. So my brother actually stepped on it. It is kind of fragile. I wish I would have kept, like, it comes with a protective paper on it. I wish I would have kept the paper on there instead of just having the clear plastic. And with the prices, just in case you do break your tensioner, I would definitely get two. And that Etsy shop, she was so good to deal with. She sent like little freebies with my order. I loved it. Like, I definitely 10 out of 10 recommend. See, I'm telling you what, this yarn is like magic. It was, my Addie was really mad when I was using that Hobby Lobby yarn, but it loves this twinkle. I've only got 4 skeins left of it, so yeah, that's a good idea. And with the tensioners being so tiny, they're very easy to lose. So I should have bought 2. I was just too cheap. So I'm curious, when you guys knit, do you fasten down your machines? I do not. I usually hold mine down. Yeah, that makes sense. A lot of times when I turn my machine, I know you can't really see this, but I kind of mainly just rotate like my elbow. It's weird. I don't move my shoulder at all. But yes, the drill and the adapter are big lifesavers. I love them so much. This background right here is actually one of my first blankets I made. It was one of my first videos ever. And one of my most popular videos of making a scrap blanket. Ooh, a TV tray. That's really smart. When I work, for some reason, I don't know why, I always work on the floor. I just cannot work from a table. I never have been able to. Probably never will be able to. That's something weird about me. I don't know. I probably should work from a table. I found with these variegated skeins of Hobby Lobby yarn, you can get about 4 hats and have a little bit left. I love it. I don't know. I wish I went through my machines a little bit better. Yeah, I found a lot of people hook down their machines. Mine, it doesn't really move too much. I'm not holding it. It kind of just does its own thing. Yeah, I probably will have back issues from leaning over so much. I don't know. I just can't get comfortable sitting in a chair and trying to knit. It just doesn't work out for me too well. So, which kind of handle do you guys like better? Do you like the handle like on your Addie, or do you like the handles that you hold like this? I like my Addie handle, but I've seen people that use like old rolling pin handles and handles from like kitchen utensils. Kind of cool. Oh, we got a knot. Yeah, I like the Addie handle too. At first I didn't. It took a while to get used to it, but I just like it. Oh, the evil cat came over here to sabotage my project. He's like off to my left side, just eyeing the skein of yarn moving. He is so bad. I appreciate you guys hopping on here. I do apologize. I haven't had many videos lately. It's been so chaotic and busy. My favorite yarn to work with, well, for hats and stuff, I love this Big Twist Twinkle. That's one of my favorites. And my recent favorite has been Lion Brand Ice Cream. It's like a sport weight baby yarn, and I actually just made a whole blanket out of it with like different colors. You can look on my channel. It's my most recent video is that blanket. I'd have to to say that is my favorite because it just goes through the machine so well. Not a drop stitch, no like hard to crank. It is just beautifully amazing. So I'd have to say that's my favorite, with the big twist being a close second. One thing I do when I'm close to finishing a hat, I always thread this on the needle right before, because I stick it right here by the first peg. That way I know when to stop turning to cast off. Oh no, that's just something like I've started doing. And I've seen a lot of people like to use the bent needles, but I found it's so much easier to take these stitches off when you're just coming from behind instead of trying to come like from in front. Yeah, so usually like when there's a tucked stitch, you have to fix it right when it starts. Like, I don't know if you noticed when I was using the pink at the beginning of the video, I would slow down and push down the stitch. If it drops the stitch completely, you can crochet it. But usually, like, if I have a really bad tucked stitch, I just take the same color of yarn after I finish the project and sew it with my yarn needle to kind of make it look better. No, I don't usually make a lot of socks. I've made like 2 or 3 pairs. But I found them to be kind of slippery. If you do make them, I suggest like using hot glue and like putting little dots on the bottom to make them less slick. I don't usually wear a lot of fuzzy socks, so that's just not a project I've done a lot. See that? 60 rows of the black just went so much faster than doing those 40 rows of that Hobby Lobby yarn. I do have a video for socks. You do have to scroll down a little bit. I do have a playlist of 22-pin machine projects, but I haven't really updated it lately, and it is on that playlist. You might be able to find it quicker that way. Yeah, not a problem. And in that video of my socks, I am using that Bernat Pipsqueak yarn. I didn't say that in the video. I guess I probably should have. But you live and you learn. See, I just love this twinkle as an accent. Since I'm like running low, what I might do, especially when I put pom-poms on top of a hat, is just do like maybe 40 rows and do the last 20 in a different color. That way I still have like the bright sparkly brim, and like if you have a pom-pom, no one's really gonna be looking at the inside of the hat, right? All right. What do I make the most to sell? Probably I make the most beanies, and I get $18 for one in USD if it does not have a pom-pom. I market those as reversible, and if it has a pom-pom, I charge $20 for it. Last year my best seller was the headbands, and I sold those for $15 a piece, and those sold pretty well. I like to make the hat scarves, like the really, really long hat that turns into a scarf. I don't know if you've seen that on my channel. Just like in my area, that's really unique. Nobody else really makes those. And I've made like 15 baby blankets to sell this year. Those usually sell pretty well around Christmas. My suggestion to you when like trying to find something to sell is to look at what people around you are making and make something unique. Find like your item that nobody else has and that people love. This is a pom-pom I made yesterday. It's so fluffy. That Joann's faux fur fabric is just really fluffy. I love it. When I'm attaching a pom-pom, I usually take the two ends and I'll tie one end to one end from my hat really, really tight, and then tie the other end. This makes it like a tighter hold. You tie it really tight. And then I tie the 2 and 2 together to finish off the knot. And since this has a pom-pom on top and no one's really gonna be looking inside, I don't really worry about these edges too much. But I still like to tuck them between the 2 layers. I have thought about a flatbed knitting machine, but like I said, I do work from the floor a lot, so I don't know. I know that is a lot more of a learning curve. I may invest in one eventually, but with the stuff I make now, I don't really have a need for one. But I think they are amazing. Like, people do amazing work on flatbed machines, and it's just so beautiful. I gotta say, my favorite part of when I make a hat is shaking it up at the end. Give it a good shake. I'll reach over here and show you the beanies that I made yesterday. These were with the Painted Canyon yarn I was talking about. Thank you, that means a lot. I do my best to try to make things that look really good, but it's hard for me to like decide what other people make. I like how even with the same yarn, like all 4 of these turned out so different, and they're just so beautiful. I love them. I think I'll probably keep one for myself. I'll probably keep this one with the teal at the bottom, or this one. I'm not sure which. Probably this one. My thing with the pom-poms, let's see. This hat I just made in this video. The pom-pom was with a 4x4, and that is really big. And these were with a 4.5 by 4.5. Yeah, I love the way the painted yarn looks. And Kristen, this does fit an adult head. It doesn't have a fold-up brim like this, but it is like tighter on your head and it stretches. Now, if you have like longer hair and try to put it in a ponytail, it will not stretch over the ponytail, but it does fit an adult head. Like, this is the size that I wear personally. They have a pretty good stretch. I just try to shape them the way they look better. I kind of like don't leave them stretched, but that could definitely fit an adult head. But I feel like after you take it off your head, it's just so ugly looking that I kind of pull them this way, and they look a bit smaller, but yes, it does fit. So this here is 40 rows, and then like I said, this is 60 rows. Yes. So this is the 60, and this is the 40, which leaves, oh, you know, about 10 rows for your brim. Yeah, that was funny timing. I like this brim length. If you want a longer brim, all you really have to do is just do more rows on the inside of the inside color. Yeah. So I'll probably... So are you talking about like a brim like this, or like a crocheted brim? Like I said, this is not slouchy. This is pretty tight on your head. It's not slouchy. If you want a slouchy beanie, I suggest doing like 130 rows. This part is like right in the center of your head. If you want, I can post a video later on with like photos of these hats on people's heads so you can kind of like see how they fit. Oh, with a fold-up brim, I would do the same as like I said for the slouchy, 130 rows about. That way you have more breathing room, because these aren't very long once you fold it up. yeah, I will definitely, I have some photos. So on this Addy machine I have now, I've made about 15 to 20 hats. On my old machine, I made close to 200. But my old machine kind of bit the dust because when I first got it, I didn't know how to use it properly. So I kind of abused it and it didn't last as long as it should have. So I'll show you guys. These are my pom-pom squares. I like making my own pom-poms. I feel like it is so much cheaper, especially, you know what I'm about to say, if you hit the sale on the fabric. Like, I think it was $30 to get a whole yard of this white, and I've made about 50 pom-poms from it so far. And I factored in the math that I can make about 130 just from that yard of fabric. See, in that video I made the other day of making a pom-pom, I need to switch it. I was having a bad day and I used yarn that was way too thick. But this goes through, it only takes about like 2 minutes to make a pom-pom. I use a tapestry needle. You'll see it's not really pointed on the edge, but it like glides through this fabric so well. Yeah, I will never ever buy pom-poms again, especially from a crafting store. But like if I see an Etsy shop and they have a different dye or like a really pretty color, yeah, I struggled so hard in that video. That was really bad. But as you can see, that was just the video. That was just an off day, I guess. And I found that like if you do struggle to pull through, like hitting it on the floor like this helps it. It kind of like pushes it through for you. At Hobby Lobby, now this isn't as good of a deal, but if you don't want to buy the whole yard of fabric, they have, like over where the leatherworking stuff is, they have faux fur, and it's only about like this big. And you buy it, it's like $4, and I can make 6 pom-poms out of that. So that's also cheaper. But it is a learning curve. For sure. Yeah, like I said earlier, I don't put pom-poms on all of my hats. I do charge $2 extra to have a pom-pom on a hat. So I make a little bit of profit off of them, but not much. My hats without, I make sure they're reversible so they're nice and cute on both ends. But yeah, see, and that closed up. You can see a little bit of my hole because I didn't tie it too tight. And then if you shake it, they really get so fluffy so easy. It's not much work at all. And some people trim theirs and make them a little shorter, but I just love the longer hair look. And this white fur is even longer than the black fur is, and that makes really fluffy pom-poms too. I think that's all I really have for you guys, so I'm gonna hop off of here. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me and just having some conversation. It's nice to have people that knit to talk to. Like, a lot of people I talk to do not understand anything about these knitting machines, and it's kind of like talking to a brick wall. I do encourage you guys, if you have not, to join my Facebook group and to post there. I really enjoy seeing everybody's projects and everything like that. So thank you guys for watching me make this beanie and this pom-pom. I hope you all have a wonderful night. See ya.